Hey, all right, you suckers, you hit or you sit. Hit, he says. Well, with a king up, the boy wants a hit.
Let's see it.
Coming at you. Oh, a little lady for the lad. And he's over the wall, down the hill, up the road, and dropped his load. Coming at you, Mr. Scanlon. And I wish some asshole in that nurse's hothouse would turn down that mother-loving music. I ain't never heard such a driving racket.
Yes?
Would you mind turning off the goddamn noise?
Yes, Mr. McMurphy.
Yes, what?
Yes, I do mind, because music is considered therapeutic.
What the hell is so therapeutic about Lawrence Welk?
Mr. McMurphy, please take your hand off the glass. It leaves finger marks.
Horse manure.
Oh, and Mr. McMurphy, I should mention, we have a rule against gambling.
They're just playing for cigarettes.
And you're sure those cigarettes don't represent something else?
Yeah, a hell of a lot of smoke. You know, you ladies ought to laugh it up a little bit. But you know, that was a pretty good idea she had. What do you say we sweeten the game?
Where would we get money?
Stop kidding. I found out a few things about this place before they sent me here. Damn near half you boys are pulling down compensation. $300-400 a month. And it ain't doing nothing but sitting collecting dust. So, all you gotta do is sign some IOUs.
All right with me.
All right, let's say that each cigarette is worth a quarter.
Run him!
All right, here we go.
Mr. McMurphy, please remember, no gambling for money.
Hey, is that a two-way system?
No, but Miss Ratchet is a human brain.
She is, huh? I might just have to pull out her plug. Hey, Professor, there you sit with the douche show, and I got a pack of Marlboro that says that you back down. Hit! Ho-ho! Hey,
Group meeting, time for group meeting.
Where you go? What are you doing? We're right in the middle of a game.
Back, we got group therapy. But this time, every day.
You don't just walk away from the game.
It's mandatory.
Mandatory, womanatory, who cares? Come on, let's finish.
Mr. McMurphy, won't you join us?
Sure.
Now then, who would like to begin?
I guess I ought to talk about this. It was on account of my mother. Every time she comes to visit, it leaves me feeling just awful.
Your mother loves you, Billy.
Billy, darling! Billy, baby!
I know that's the trouble. I'm such a disappointment to her, but she won't admit it. She won't see me like I am. I tell her, Mama, I'm not right in the head. I can't even talk straight. But she goes right on, and pretty soon I want to kill myself, so I try.
Is it possible that you're trying to punish her?
Sure, it's possible. Miss Ratchet, couldn't we talk about somebody else today?
No, you really have to face it, Billy. Very well. At the close of Friday's meeting, we were discussing Mr. Harding's young wife and the fact that she's extremely well endowed in the bosom. Now, does anyone care to touch upon that further?
Touch upon what?
The subject.
Oh, I thought you meant, you know.
To Good morning, doctor. We were just discussing Mr. Harding's relations with his wife.
Go right ahead.
Who's what? Oh. Now I see her.
Where?
Mamma mia! È una popona! La figura de una bella!
God, what I wouldn't give for that man's eyes.
Doctor. McMurphy, Randall Patrick, committed by the state for diagnosis and possible treatment. He's 35 years old, never married, history of drunkenness, assault and battery, disturbing the peace, repeated gambling, 1 arrest for rape.
Statutory.
With a child of 15.
Doc, she said she was 17, and she was plenty willing.
A court doctor's examination of
She
the
was
child
so
revealed...
willing, Doc, I took the padlock in my pants.
Our new admission, doctor.
It seems that you have no previous history. Spent any time in other institutions?
Well, including state and county coolers.
No. I meant mental institutions.
Oh, no, Doc, this is my first trip. But I am crazy, I swear. Here, I'll show you. The other doc, the one in the work form, is,
Sit.
excuse me, what do they say? Here it is. Repeated outbreaks of passion that suggest the possible diagnosis of psychopath. Yeah, the way he described that to me, Doc, is that I fight and I fuck. Oh, excuse me. How did he put it? Here. I'm overzealous in my sexual relations. Hey, that sounds pretty serious, Doc. Tell me, you ever been troubled by that?
No, I can't say that I have, Mr. McMurphy.
I mean, that bit about fighting, I can understand. But who ever heard of a man getting too much poozle, huh?
It's this statement here that really intrigues me.
Which one is that?
Don't overlook the possibility that this man may be feigning psychosis to escape the drudgery of the work farm. Well, how about that, Mr. McMurphy?
Doc, tell me. Do I look like a sane man to you?
Doctor, perhaps you should advise Mr. McMurphy on the protocol of these meetings.
Yes. One of the first rules is that all the patients must remain seated.
Oh, of course, Doc. Carry on.
In your chair. You see, we operate under the principle of the therapeutic community.
The thera what?
The therapeutic community? That means that the ward here is like society in miniature. And since society decides who's sane and who isn't, you must measure up. Our goal here is a completely democratic ward governed by the patients, working to restore themselves to the outside. Now, one of the most important things here is not to let things fester inside you. Talk, discuss, confess. If you should hear another patient saying something of significance, write it down in the logbook here for us all to see. Do you know what that procedure is called?
Squealing.
No, Mr. McMurphy. It's called group therapy. Help yourself and your friends here. Probe the secrets of your subconscious. Get all those old guilts out in the open.
What guilts?
Oh, you have them or you wouldn't be here.
Right! Right, of course, now I see what you're getting at, Doc.
Excellent.
It's like this dream I had the other night. Doc, maybe you can help me with it. You see, in this dream, I was talking to myself. But it wasn't me. It was someone that looked like me. Someone like my daddy.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's who it was. It was my daddy. You see, I know this because he had this big iron bolt through his jawbone, just like my daddy.
Your father had an iron bolt through his jawbone?
Yeah, he was a real Frankenstein.
How fascinating.
Doctor, if I may suggest, I think Mr. McMurphy might learn best by example.
Very true.
Okay. Now, according to notes entered by various patients in the logbook, Mr. Harding has stated that he's uneasy when walking down the street with his wife because of the manner in which other men stared at her. He has also stated, quote, that
She damn well gives them reason to stare, unquote.
yes. He's also been heard to say that he may give her reason to seek sexual attention elsewhere. Now, what reason, Dale?
Well, I can't say that I've been notably ardent.
Well, do you mean sexually inadequate?
Maybe she's just plain too hot for him. That it, Harding?
I bet he's afraid of her.
I'm not afraid.
Okay, scared.
Well, it might be fair to say intimidating.
Same thing.
Well, I see Mr. Harding has also stated that his wife's ample bosom gives him the feeling of inferiority.
So why does he marry a broad with such huge knockers to begin with?
Oh, hey, I bet he's got a mother fixation, huh?
I'll bet he was never weaned.
That's not so! I wanted a womanly woman. Someone who wouldn't compete, but might help me to...
Well, Dale, she has commented that she finds you less than masculine.
Yeah, like the way that you use your hands like that. Oh, how about it, Harding? Come on.
You know, you chose a woman who is quite obviously your inferior. Now, don't you find some significance in that?
Well, yes, of course. I mean, I theorized that it seemed to me, sexually at least, that...
Yeah.
You're always saying she's such a good lay.
Yeah, Harding, tell us, what happens in the sack, huh?
Complete psychic impotence. Oh, damn, why do I always cry?
Say, Harding, wouldn't it be easier if you was just to come out and admit you're a faggot?
Hey, knock it off!
Mr. McMurphy,
Leave the guy alone.
sit down.
Listen, pal, you don't have to put up with this bullshit.
Doctor, I suggest we close the meeting.
Oh?
Close it until discipline has improved.
Yes.
Tell me, buddy, this is the way these little meetings usually go? Bunch of chickens at a pecking party?
Pecking party? I haven't the faintest notion what you're talking about.
Then I'll explain it to you. You see, when a flock of chickens gets a sight of a spot of blood on one of them, they all go pecking at it till there's nothing left but blood and feathers and bones. But usually in the fracas, some of the flock gets spotted. Then it's their turn.
A pecking party. Well, that's certainly a pleasant analogy, my friend.
That's right, my friend, and that's exactly what that little meeting reminded me of.
And I suppose that makes me the chicken with a speck of blood, eh, friend?
That's right, friend. And you know who pecks the first peck? That old nurse, that's who.
So it's as simple as that. As stupidly simple as that. You've been on our ward 6 hours and you've already simplified the work of Freud, Jung, and Maxwell Jones and summarized it in one analogy. It's a pecking party.
I ain't talking about Fred Young or What's-Its-Jones. I'm talking about that nurse and what she did to you.
Did to me.
In spades.
Why, this is incredible. You completely disregard that everything she did was for my benefit.
Horse shit.
I'm disappointed in you, my friend. I had judged you were more intelligent, but it's evident I made a mistake.
The hell with you, buddy.
Oh, yes. I also noticed your primitive brutality. Psychopath with definite sadistic tendencies, probably motivated by unreasoning egomania. And those talents certainly qualify you as a therapist, my friend. Oh yes, they render you quite capable of criticizing Miss Ratchet, although she's a highly qualified psychiatric nurse with 20 years experience in the field. But you, no doubt, with your talents, could work subconscious miracles, soothe the aching id, heal the wounded superego. Hell, you could probably cure the whole ward, vegetables and all, in 6 months, ladies and gentlemen, or your money back.
Are you telling me something good came out of that meeting?
Why else would we subject ourselves to it? Miss Ratchet may be a very strict lady, but she's not some monster chicken pecking our eyes out.
Nah, she ain't aiming for your eyes. She's aiming right square for the family jewels.
Miss Ratchet? She's like a mother, a tender mother.
Ah, don't give me that tender mother shit. She's a ball cutter from way back.
Now see here, my friend, my psychopathic sidekick. Miss Ratchet is a veritable angel of mercy. Why, everyone knows it. She toils thanklessly for the good of all, day after day, 7 days a week. But she has no life, no husband, nothing but her work. And everyone knows it. Do you think she enjoys being stern with us? Asking us those questions?
Yeah.
Probing our subconscious until it hurts? No, my egomaniac buddy. She's dedicated. She gives every bit of herself, and she desires nothing more on earth than to see us walk out of here once again adjusted, and capable of coping with life. So you're wrong, I assure you. Our Miss Ratchet is the sweetest, kindest, most benevolent woman that I have ever
Oh, that bitch! That bitch!
You're right. About all of it.
So why don't you do something about it?
Why? Because the world belongs to the strong, my friend. The rabbit recognizes the strength of the wolf, so he digs holes and hides in them when the wolf is about. He doesn't challenge the wolf to combat. Mr. McMurphy, my friend, I'm not a chicken. I'm a rabbit. All of us here are rabbits. Billy, why don't you hop around for Mr. McMurphy here? Cheswick, show him how furry you are. Oh, they're bashful. Isn't that sweet?
All right, shut your mouth.
All right, friend. What would you have us do?
Raise Jack. Tell her to go to hell.
Sure thing, Mac. Do that and she'll send you right on up to Disturb.
Or down to the shock shop.
The witch?
Electroshock therapy, my friend. It's a device which combines the best features of the sleeping pill, the electric chair, and the torture rack.
You kidding?
Hell no.
They strap you to a table, and you're touched on each side of the head with wires. Like it's zap! Punishment and therapy in one shocking package. Chief Broom there, he's had 200 treatments.
What about that fart of the doctor?
All she requires his approval, but it's just a formality. He has 200 patients, a bleeding ulcer, and no desire to make waves. What's the trouble, friend? Are you losing your revolutionary spirit?
What about this Democratic ward shit, huh? Why don't you take a vote?
What do we vote?
That the big nurse can't ask us any more questions?
That she can't look at us a certain way?
You can't send us to the shock shop.
Tell us, friend, what should we vote?
Hell, anything! Don't you see? You gotta do something to show that you still got some balls. Jesus, look at you. You say the chief is scared. Look at you guys. I ain't never seen a scareder bunch in my life.
Well, I'm not.
Now, no skin off of my ass.
Oh, how true.
And I sure wouldn't want some fiend of a nurse after me with 3,000 volts.
Naturally.
What the hell?
Oh, Mr. McMurphy, welcome to our little club.
Hey. You're saying she can't do nothing unless she gets you going.
That's right.
Right, so unless she gets you to crack up some way, like busting her in the nose or cussing her out.
You'd be safe as long as you kept your temper.
All right. You boys think you got the champ there? I'd like to put some money on it.
On what?
On the fact that I can get the best of her.
You propose to make a wager on that?
I am wagering that I can put a burr so far up that nurse's ass within 7 days that she starts to come apart at that neat little seams of hers and proves once and for all to you guys that she ain't unbeatable.
Nurse Ratchet?
That's right.
Oh boy.
Come on, buddies. You're hitting the sick.
Mr. McMurphy, this deserves odds. $20 for your 10 that you can't do it.
Hey-ya, step right up, boys. It's gonna be the battle of the century. R.P. McMurphy versus Big Nurse. 7 days, 1 week to a knockout, a decision, or a draw. 2 to 1 is the odds, boys. Hey-ya. Get your money. It's 7. Nice.
I have $5.
$5 from the Roadrunner.
15 for Cheswick with those odds.
Big spender.
Gentlemen, it's time for occupational therapy. Mr. McMurphy, what was that little activity over there?
We was just playing a little game.
Are you sure that wasn't some form of gambling?
Gambling? Oh, heavens, no, ma'am. Gambling hell. This is a sure thing.